Welcome to Intuitive Flow. I'm your host, Mikaela Filar, intuitive energetic healer, medium, entrepreneur, and mindset mentor with a mission to help you step into your fullest potential by giving you the tools to rid yourself of limiting beliefs, love yourself unconditionally, and create the reality that you dream of living. It is time to transform your mindset, get unstuck, and step into the highest frequency version of yourself who has unshakable confidence. I am even answering your juiciest questions regarding all things intuition, manifestation, personal development, self-love, self-image, and helping you work through your dilemmas, intuitively guiding you to expand your mindset and level up in life. So turn up the volume and get excited for this intuitive flow. Hey guys, welcome back to Intuitive Flow with Mikaela Filar. Today we are going to again answer some questions for you guys. If you didn't know this, I am giving you the opportunity to ask me any questions that you are desiring to ask me. If you are in a dilemma, if you have questions about intuition, self-love, self-image, spirituality, anything in that realm, then go ahead and click the link in the show notes, ask me whatever question that you are desiring to ask so that you can get your questions answered and then maybe maybe your question will be featured on the podcast and I will answer it for you live. So I am loving this so far. I'm having so much fun answering your guys' questions, and I've got 3 really good ones for you today. Before we jump into today's episode, I do want to say that this is my 80th episode, which is so crazy to even think about. I started this podcast a little over a year ago now, and it has grown and it's just going to grow. It's going to continue to grow and get better and better. And I'm just really excited about that now that we have like revamped it, renamed it, and I'm like really into the name and all the things. But I wasn't really sure about when I started my podcast. Like, I wasn't even sure about like what it was going to be about, what I was going to continue to talk about. What if I ran out of things to say, which let's be real, like that doesn't happen. And I wasn't sure who was going to listen or if it would matter or if anybody cared, but I've gotten so much incredible feedback from you guys about the podcast. So I'm so happy that I decided to take the leap to start, and I'm so appreciative of you guys for tuning in every Tuesday, listening, liking, subscribing if you're watching this on YouTube, you know, leaving your ratings and reviews. I love reading those. They mean so, so much to me. I love hearing from you guys. And yeah, just really excited that I decided to take the leap and start my podcast. And here we are, right? A year and a half later, 80 episodes in. Because we are 80 episodes in, you know me, I like to give little coupons for specific things. And today I talk a lot in the answers that I'm going to give you guys. I do refer to my signature program called Glowed Up. It's my 6-week self-love and self-image mastery course where I help you cultivate an unconditional love for yourself and your life. We're learning how to unconditionally love ourselves from the inside out, which is so, so important. We've got guided meditations in there where I walk you through to like really get to the energy work and like the root cause of whatever it is that's causing you to believe certain beliefs, limiting beliefs about yourself. We're ridding you of limiting self beliefs. We're helping you higher your frequency to heal trauma, to step into the version of you that you forgot existed, right? They have always been inside of you. You just forgot that they existed. So today, $80 off of Glowed Up. Okay. So $80 off if you use the coupon podcast. Then I'm also going to throw in one more spicy little thing for you guys. If you have been waiting to have a one-on-one intuitive energetic healing session with me, and honestly, today's questions, I channeled a couple of the answers for and was really able to like step into the people who asked higher selves. Even though these questions are anonymous, I was still able to tap into their higher self field and get the answers that I knew that they would need, that their higher self knew that they would need. So I was able to intuitively channel them for those. So I'm excited to get into these questions today. But if you have been interested in booking a one-on-one session with me, then use the code podcast to get $80 off. In order to use this coupon for a one-on-one session, you do have to email my team. So that's info@mikaelaryanfilar.com if you're interested in snagging this deal for $80 off, then it's yours. Just email the team, let them know you're interested in booking a session with me, and we will send you the details and the link to check out, and we will get you on my calendar for October. All right? Okay. So let's get into these questions. Question number 1. How did you get through the hurdles of finding your purpose in life? This is a loaded question. What you refer to as hurdles are what I call lessons that I had to learn and the trauma I had to go through in order to be the person that I am today, which allows me to do the work that I now do, right? For the longest time, I didn't understand why my life was challenging, why I never felt like I could catch a break, why I didn't feel as lucky as other people, why I didn't grow up with the perfect childhood in a wealthy family, why I always attracted the wrong guy, right? Blah blah blah, victim, victim, victim. So, when I started to shift my perspective and started to see that everything is happening for me, that's when my life began to shift. I stepped out of the victim mentality and I took radical responsibility. Okay. When I experienced that shift is when I knew I had to help others do the same. So, had it not been for those hurdles and all of those short lived jobs, right? I wouldn't have been able to fulfill my purpose. I wouldn't have been able to have the perspective shift that I had unless I changed the way that I perceived my life. And I did that through intuitive energetic healing, right? So, to answer your question on how I got through that unknown portion of my life, well, I didn't know what it was in the moment, but looking back on it, and honestly, still to this day, it is radical self trust and trust in higher power, God, source, universe, whatever word best resonates with you, that I'm exactly where I am supposed to be in my life. The understanding that the timeline that society expects might not be your timeline, right? And knowing that that's okay. I learned how to love myself and my life unconditionally through healing my self love and self image wounds and to decondition the beliefs that have been forced into my mind since I was young. So, if you are currently on the path to finding your purpose, first, trust that you are exactly where you are meant to be and that there is a reason for everything that you have been through and are going through, and everything is happening for you. And it will all work out to your advantage in the end. Second, I would want you to understand that your soul's mission is to learn how to remember who you are and the power that you have within you by learning soul lessons, then implementing what you learned into your future and sharing those lessons with others to raise the frequency of the collective, right? I went into this in our last episode on the question of like, how do you find your purpose, right? How do you fulfill your life's purpose? And last but not least, I would stop being so fixated on not feeling like you don't have a purpose right now, because you absolutely do. You absolutely do. It's just your perspective that you have to shift. Maybe your purpose right now is learning how to love yourself unconditionally, right? Maybe your purpose right now is being an incredible mother or father to your family. Maybe it's being an incredible boyfriend and girlfriend. Maybe it's, like I said, falling in love with yourself and your life and seeing everything is happening for you. But you have to, in the end, follow whatever makes you happy. Maybe you're in a job right now that you don't like. Go find one that you do. Stop playing the victim game. Woe is me. Everything is happening to me. Why can't I do this? I'm so unhappy in my job, blah, 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 right? Step out of that mentality and step into the mentality of everything is happening for me. And if I don't like something in my life right now, then I have the fucking power to change it because I'm a badass bitch, right? You are a badass bitch. Repeat after me. I am a badass bitch. Say it loud. Scream it from the rooftops. If you're in your car, roll down your windows and scream it right now. I am a badass bitch, right? Because you are. And you've just got to remember, that you have the power within you to create the life that you desire. You just have to get out of your own way and step out of that victim matrix. You are in your own victim matrix, and it is time to take radical responsibility for your life. Understand that everything is happening for you, no matter if it is the worst thing in the world right now that's going on. I am not coming at this from the ignorant place. Your girl has been through the ringer, and I understand that it is difficult sometimes to see how something terrible can actually be beneficial for you. Maybe you're going in through the thick of it right now and you don't see that silver lining, but I promise you it is there, and it will show up in a month or a week or a year or whatever. But no matter what, you're going to see that silver lining one day. Okay. So stepping out of your victim matrix and taking the actions that you know are necessary to get you to where you desire to be, to what you want your life to look like. That's what you have to do. It's going to be uncomfortable, right? But if you start to ask yourself, like, what lights you up? What makes you happy? And then find a way to get paid for it. You might be surprised at what the universe provides for you. I always talk about the fact that my boyfriend, right, when I met him, he did not like his job was not his favorite thing, right? Like, he didn't like working behind a desk. And I'm not the type of person that is going to allow you to continue to do something that you don't like to do. And so I started asking him questions, and we came to the realization that, like, obviously he really loves baseball, and he played his entire life, and he went to college for it, and he's really good at it, and he's like loves sports, and he loves a team, and he loves the camaraderie that comes with it, and he loves to be a leader, right? He's a projector in human design. So am I, and I think that's part of the reason why we get along so well, but I digress. Um Projectors they are here to lead, and they're here to manage, and they're here to help people see things in a way that not a lot of people see them. And so I was like putting two and two together, and I'm like, babe, why don't you like coach and maybe like start teaching kids how to hit balls correctly on the side, right? And so then literally 2 weeks later, the head coach position at our local high school opened up, right? He applied, he got the fucking job. Okay. So you never know. But like when we had that conversation, he's like, I don't even know how I would get into coaching. I don't even know what I would do. I don't even know what steps to take. I'm like, bottom line is, because we had this conversation, because you declared to the universe that you are ready for change, because you said that you are looking for this type of work, it's going to happen. Like, something will come about, and then you will have to take action in order to like make it happen for yourself, right? So now he is on his path to his purpose, which is just something that lights him up and something that gets him excited, right? So what makes you happy? What gets you excited? What lights you up? What do you want to do to generate an income for yourself, right? What do you want to do to feel like you feel fulfilled, to feel like you are on your soul's pool, right? You're on your path to finding your soul purpose in life, right? Okay. In order to change things, you have to take action. That action might look like applying for different jobs or starting to build your personal brand. It could also be taking the time to work on yourself and become a better person for you, right? A lot of times we get so wrapped up in our purpose. The reason that you don't feel like you have a purpose is because you are just not fulfilled in what you are currently doing. You also might not feel like you have enough money, so you don't feel like you're in your purpose, and you attach money and the amount of money that's in your bank account to like you being successful or not, or you attach money to like your purpose, like, oh, I'm not in my purpose because I'm not making X amount. That's just not the case. Whatever makes you, it's literally this simple. Whatever makes you happy and lights you up is what your purpose is currently in this life. And we don't have just one purpose, right? It's not just, oh, this is my purpose, like forever for the rest of my life. You have many purposes in life, and your purposes change, right? Just like you change. So instead of getting so fixated and having such a tight grip on, oh my God, I need to know my purpose, and I'm a failure if I don't know my purpose, and I don't know what I'm doing in my life, and I'm not super successful because I don't have X amount of money in my bank account, blah, blah, blah. You're literally giving your power away to these things outside of yourself. So that's a sign that you've got to work on yourself, right? Learn how to cultivate these feelings within yourself without the external things. We don't want to give our power away to this grand idea of having a purpose. Start to ask yourself, how will having a purpose feel to you? How will it feel to you? And then see where in your life you have those feelings right now. You are living your purpose. We all are, whether we see it or not. However, if you don't recognize your unique and specialness that you bring to the world, that's a self-love and self-image issue that needs to be addressed. Who knows? Maybe you will find what you feel is your purpose from healing that part of you, just like I did. Okay, so this next question I intuitively channeled. And the question here is, I am starting my own business in childcare. I am terrified. I am not self-motivated. I am lazy, but I need to do this for my family. I'm so close to getting licensed, but it's like a chore to get the last stuff sent in. Help. How do I get moving so I can open my childcare business? First of all, congrats on starting your business and taking the action that you need to take to like start it up and get the process going. That's such an accomplishment. And I want you to take a minute to appreciate yourself and pat yourself on the back for that. I know how terrifying it can be to start something of your own, but let me tell you from personal experience, nothing good happens in your comfort zone. Okay. Being uncomfortable is a good thing. It isn't about being fearless. It's about not letting the fear stop you from achieving what it is that you desire to achieve, right? I want to go back to how you identified as someone who is not motivated or is lazy. Best thing for you to do is to stop identifying with those terms. And I'm saying this because a lot of times we are saying like, oh, I am this, I am that. And that is you identifying with being unmotivated, being lazy, right? If that's not the person who you desire to be, then stop identifying with it. You can say, oh, I'm experiencing that I'm not motivated today, or I'm experiencing that I need a lazy day. And when I look into your energy, you are actually just overstimulated and have so much you feel like you need to do that you are self-sabotaging yourself by not doing anything other than what you have to do, like take care of your own kids, wifey, mom duties, etc. You quite literally are not doing a whole lot for yourself, which is your first problem. So, how are you going to show up as your best for your family and your business if you aren't taking care of yourself first, if you're not filling up your cup first, right? Self love, the definition, the source definition of self love is the ability to prioritize yourself. And you simply are not doing that right now. So, we've got to change that. I would write a list before you go to sleep at night of 3 to 4 things that are non-negotiable to get done the following day. Okay. This is going to help you get clear and start to check things off of your list that you need to get done. Okay. Time block, whatever it is that you need to do. Maybe you need to wake up a couple hours earlier before the kids wake up to like get your own stuff done. Or maybe you need to ask your husband to take the kids for an hour or two so that you can get these things done. But like if this is for your family, then your family is going to have to help. This isn't all on you. Right now you're taking all the marbles, okay? You need to give some of the marbles to your significant other. Maybe even your oldest child can help you out, right? So I would start there. I want you to also grab a pen and paper. And right, so like I said, we need 100% of I always say this, we need 100% of the energetic and 100% of the physical. So I just gave her a physical action tool. Okay. So now this is the energetics of it. I want you to grab a pen and paper and begin to journal about a character. This character is the version of you who has the business and the life that you desire to create for yourself. How does this person show up for herself? How does she show up for her goals? What does her typical day look like? What are her priorities? How does she eat, work out to fuel herself and make sure she can stay healthy for her future and for her kids and for her family, which I know is so important for you? And anything else you want to add to that list, right? Like just let it go and put as much detail as you can. Write out this character and then start today, not tomorrow, today. Start to step into that version of yourself that you know you need to be in order to get things done. Okay? There will be days where you're not motivated, and that is where discipline needs to step in. If this is what you truly desire, then nothing should hold you back, period. I'm not motivated each day to show up, but I know that I won't get closer to my goals or my dream life unless I'm taking the action necessary to get there. You need 100% of the energetics and 100% of the physical action, right? So, I want you to do all of that homework, and if you feel comfortable reaching out to me on Instagram, letting me know that you asked this question and letting me know how it helped you, I would love to hear from you. Okay. When you feel, this is the next question, when you feel like you're being pulled in many different ways, how do you know what to focus on first? I also channeled this question and I stepped into your higher self field, and this is what I got. There are some things that you are currently doing in your life that are draining your energy. There are also people in your life that are draining your energy. So I would cut those things and those people out of your life. You know that they are not serving your highest good and cannot come with you to this next level in life. Now, when I say cut out people who are not serving your highest good, I don't mean like, just never talk to them again. It just preserve your energy. Like, don't spend as much time with them. Also, like asking people for advice, like start to turn inward and truly start to ask yourself what you want to focus on first. And if you have an idea, like do what you need to do to execute that idea instead of asking everyone around you for advice. Like I don't ask people for this is something I'm so guilty, like people pleasing and asking everyone and their mom for advice to where I woke up one day. This is a part of my story. Like I literally woke up one day and I was like, I am here because I listened to a lot of advice that wasn't what I knew I needed to do to get to where I wanted to be. And now I am not where I want to be because I took advice from so and so and so and so and this person and that person, right? So stop asking everyone for advice and only ask people for advice who are either going where you're desiring to go or are already there. Okay. Because not everyone's going to understand what you want. Not everyone's going to understand what, where your mind's at, right? Only you can do that. Only your higher self can tell you advice, right? Like, I typically do not ask for advice unless it's straight from my higher self. And this is advice from your higher self through me. So there's that. Do with it what you please. But I would cut those things out of your life that are draining your energy, whether this is like a job that you're hating or if it's something, a bad habit that you continue to do, you need to stop. Maybe it's people, like a certain person that's like in your ear constantly telling you what they think you should be doing and you're not doing it because you're like, I don't know, because you have all these. I'm getting ahead of myself here, but I digress. So I would cut those people out of your life that you know are not serving your highest good, and those things out of your life that you know are not serving your highest good and can't come with you to that next level. It also seems like you're having some sort of awakening moment where, like a spiritual awakening, where you're realizing that you need to do this, but so far you haven't taken that action you need to take because of the people pleasing tendencies that you're so used to. Remember, you are doing yourself and the receiver of the people pleasing a huge disservice by doing this. That is honestly the real reason that you are so drained and that you are not that you're feeling so pulled in so many different directions. So with that being said, I would start to work on graduating from People Pleaser Academy. I am an alum, okay? I know what it's like. But this is something that I had to do as well, and we work on it inside of Glowed Up as well. So once you work on your people pleasing, you will become more clear on exactly what you want and what to do first to get there. You know what to do now, but you're feeling pulled by everyone around you and their opinions of what they think you should do. So I hope that helps. If it did, same thing, DM me on Instagram, let me know what you thought and if it helped you. And those are all the questions we are going to be answering today. If you want to ask a question and see if it can get answered on the podcast, go ahead and check out the show notes below, or check out my website, MikaelaRyanFilar.com, and go to the podcast section where there is a link to ask me the question that you would like to ask me anonymously. So it can be any sort of dilemma, any sort of question that you have regarding intuition, self-love, self-image, spirituality, etc. Now, I want to note one thing. If you guys didn't notice, every single one of these questions, a lot of them, the root cause comes of these problems come from a self-love or self-image issue, or both. Okay. And that's why I always say self-love and self-image are literally the key to life. Okay. So if you haven't already signed up and taken advantage of this round of Glowed Up, just jump in. Another really exciting thing is that Glowed Up doors are just going to be open, so you can sign up for Glowed Up whenever you want. However, these are self-paced modules, but this round, we have our first live Q&A October 3rd, okay? So October 3rd, we have our first live Q&A for Glowed Up. I hope to see you in there. It's not too late to claim your spot and be a part of these next 3 live Q&As where you have one-on-one, an hour, a full 60 minutes to ask me whatever questions regarding the content that is inside of that self-love and self-image mastery course. Okay, so thank you so much for joining today's podcast episode. And as always, we will chat soon. Bye.